Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And it started off a little bit on the wet side this morning and lots of low clouds. Look at this beautiful shot looking down at the Cascades. I'm not sure where this camera is, but it's kind of the shot we saw all day today with those low clouds. As I mentioned, a little bit of sun peeking through, and you can see our camera just moving a little bit, so just enough wind to get that moving as well. And we have lots of weather to talk about as we make our way through this week and especially into the end of this week. We do have a little bit of shower activity expected tonight. That's down now to about a 20 to 30% chance for a rain-snow mix. It could be a little bit breezy, especially tomorrow during the day. Thursday should be our quietest weather day here in the Wenatchee Valley. And then on Friday, we are seeing a significant weather system moving our way. We could see anywhere up from 2 to 4 inches right here in the Wenatchee area, and we're talking a couple of feet of snow up in the mountains. We'll talk more about this pending storm system and colder temperatures coming our way, coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Chelan County PUD will hold a public hearing February 3rd on its plans to implement gradual rate increases for most of its customers over the next 5 years. Highway 2 was closed for about 10 hours from 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon until 2 o'clock this morning after heavy snow caused about a dozen trees and a power line to come down on the roadway. And the Wenatchee School Board will interview 7 finalists from a list of 14 applicants this Thursday to fill the 2 open positions on that board. But first, we begin tonight. A fire gutted an East Wenatchee apartment building Monday afternoon, but fortunately, no lives were lost. NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins was on the scene and has more.
The fire, about 2:30 p.m., struck the easternmost unit of this 4-unit complex, the Eastmont Townhomes on 6th Street Northeast in East Wenatchee. 4 engines responded from Douglas County Fire District 2 and Chelan County District 1. Once on scene, the residents of the apartment, 1 adult and 1 child, were quickly accounted for and checked out for smoke inhalation. 1 person was taken by ambulance for treatment. Residents of the complex waited anxiously for word on whether they could return to their homes. Firefighters were still looking for the cause Tuesday afternoon, but said the blaze was confined to the same unit where it originated. Jefferson Robbins, NCWLIFE.
Chelan County PUD will hold a public hearing on February 3rd on its plans to implement gradual rate increases for most of its customers. That'll happen over the next 5 years. Currently proposed is a 3% annual rate increase for residential, commercial, and industrial customers. Water and wastewater costs would rise 4% per year, and wholesale fiber rates would increase 3% a year. The PUD says customers have expressed an interest in seeing small, predictable increases in rates rather than risk a large increase in the future. The PUD has not increased residential rates in 9 years. The public hearing will be at 1 p.m. on Friday, February 3rd. Well, Highway 2 was closed for about 10 hours from 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon until 2 o'clock this morning after heavy snow caused about a dozen trees and a power line to come down on the roadway. But the State Patrol and Department of Transportation warns the reopening of the pass doesn't necessarily mean smooth sailing, especially with more snow in the forecast. The same snowstorm that hit the pass Monday also downed trees and power lines in the Lake Wenatchee and Plain areas. That led to a power outage Monday afternoon for about 1,100 customers of Chelan County PUD in that Lake Wenatchee area. Power was restored to most of those customers in a couple of hours. Lake Wenatchee received about 18 inches of snow Monday and Plain about 12 inches. Stevens Pass has received a whopping 35 inches of snow over the past 2 days. Chelan County Public Works crews removed about 15 trees from county roads throughout the day and spent most of today clearing roads and cutting back trees. The Wenatchee School Board will interview 7 finalists from a list of 14 applicants this Thursday to fill the 2 open positions on the board. Among the 7 include Karina Vega Villa, who was defeated in her bid for a full term last November, and former Wenatchee City Councilman Mike Poyer. The other 5 finalists are Talia Baraja Gonzalez, Carlos Guillen, Maria Iniguez, Julie Norton, and Edgardo Salamanco. The 7 will be interviewed by the board in open session on Thursday beginning at 5 o'clock. The board will then meet in closed session and choose the 2 new board members who will be sworn in at the January 14th board meeting. Well, coming up next, the Wenatchee Valley Chamber's annual banquet will take place on March 5th at the Wenatchee Convention Center, and the Chamber is now accepting nominations. 2 iconic businesses, one in Wenatchee and the other in Cashmere, are under new ownership. We'll tell you about that. And Douglas County's largest fire district promoted 5 officers and installed 5 new firefighters this past weekend. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
When it comes to our community, you can count on Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram to be invested. From supporting community college scholarships through a concert series or participating in a local high school homecoming event, Town Chrysler has always put the community first. Buying local supports the jobs and programs you care about most. When it comes time to buy your next new or used car, SUV, or truck, remember, there's no reason to leave town.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Welcome back. In another news, the Wenatchee Valley Chamber's annual banquet will take place on March 5th. It'll be held at the Wenatchee Convention Center, and the Chamber is now accepting nominations for 2019 Business of the Year and 2019 Nonprofit of the Year finalists. Deadline for nominations is January 15th, 2020. The theme of this year's banquet is Take It In, and the banquet's presenting sponsor is Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort. The banquet will start at 5:30 p.m. with social hour, a dinner, and the presentation of 3 awards. They include Business of the Year, Nonprofit of the Year, and the Cornerstone Award. Last year's recipients of 2 of those awards were Cashmere Valley Bank for the business side of things and Chelan Douglas County Volunteer Attorney Services for the nonprofit. For more information, contact my friend Chelsea at the Chamber of Commerce, and that phone number is 662-2116. Well, 2 iconic businesses, one in Wenatchee and the other in Cashmere, are under new ownership. The Owl Soda Fountain and Gifts downtown on Wenatchee Avenue has been purchased by Kelsey Alvarado, the former baker at Cafe Columbia in Pybus. She will operate the business with her mother. Owl Soda has been a Wenatchee fixture since 1926. Meanwhile, on Cottage Avenue in downtown Cashmere, Patty and Vince Bosket have sold Sure to Rise Bakery to Debbie and Joel Lutton. The Boskets have operated the bakery for the past 33 years. It originally opened in 1947, and the Luttons became the 5th owners. Well, Douglas County's largest fire district promoted 5 officers and installed 5 new firefighters on Saturday. The personnel boost allows Fire District 2 to staff 1 additional engine company for 24/7 duty. Later this year, that new company will eventually move into the new Station 4, which is under construction at 35th and Northwest Cascade Avenue. Fire officials say the improved staffing and facilities will help meet the growing needs of East Wenatchee and the surrounding area. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's features story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
It's a marvelous markdown at Sangster Buick GMC.
Hi, Corey Sangster, and we're ending the year with a bang. Take advantage of below market pricing on our entire used vehicle inventory. We've stocked up on a great selection of all and four-wheel drives just in time for winter. Virtually every make and model, all price point, and $49 down delivers. Pick a vehicle, pick a payment, and drive away with $49 down. Before you buy, compare price, service, and selection.
December is a marvelous markdown at Sangster Buick GMC or sangstermotors.com.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
This is Caitlin Hedersheet, the producer of the NCWLIFE magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCWLIFE magazine right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's features story, we look through the lens of videographer Ben Holton and hear the words of Alan Loebsack about Badger Mountain Ski Hill. It's a little spot overlooking Waterville. It's a hidden gem run entirely by volunteers.
Badger Mountain was started in about 1939, mostly volunteers in those days, and kind of through the years it's just always been upgraded by volunteers that invested time and maybe a little personal money in it. Partnerships developed with the Lions Club, who now owns the equipment, and they're the money caretakers, and they, through their community service, provide liability insurance, and that's the reason that they're involved that way. They've been involved in since I was a kid, not big enough to put my hand up on the counter and get noticed by them, so they've been selling burgers here for a long time. $10 for a day pass, and so the money is very seldom a profit. It takes private donations and the like, and a lot of volunteer labor. That's what makes it work.
Couldn't ask for better conditions. You know, I've skied here a little bit in my past, but today is really topping it. So if you get a chance, come up to Badger Mountain.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast, and the snow totals at Badger Mountain Ski Hill are going to go up. So head up there this weekend. We'll talk more about that in a second. How about almost a picture-perfect shot of the Wenatchee Valley from this afternoon? This is looking down from the Wenatchee Heights area, our cross camera. And look at the beautiful colors. This was late this afternoon in the Wenatchee area. Some low-hanging clouds and some yellows in the sky. A beautiful day today, but where's the snow? Here we are, January 7th. No snow on the ground in the Wenatchee area. But as we get into this forecast, boy, all of that is going to change by the time we get into the upcoming weekend. Let's take a look at our high temperature today. Unofficially, it was a nice one out there, 41 degrees. That's way above where we should be for this time of year at 32. Normal low is 23. We were at 30 this morning. Record high, 54 degrees. That was set back in 1983. 10 below zero, our record low, and that was in 1993. Didn't pick up any new precipitation, so still just at 3/100ths of an inch of precip since the first. I know we had 1300ths up there yesterday. The airport just didn't pick up that 1/10 of an inch. That was in the Wenatchee area, so still officially at 3/100ths of an inch. Sunrise this morning, 7:47, and the sun set this afternoon at 4:27. Let's take a look at how your Wednesday will shape up as we get into hump day here in our first full week of January 2020. Can you believe it? Tomorrow, temperatures even milder, 49 or 48 rather for Moses Lake, still mid to upper 40s for Quincy and Ephrata. We will see 45 in the Wenatchee area as well, and we'll stay in the mid 40s all the way up Eniat, Chelan, and even up at Omak. Nice day for you folks tomorrow at 46 degrees. Let's take a look at our surface loop now and get right to the storminess because there's a lot of it to talk about. Here's our situation tonight. Low pressure right over Washington State, and that's bringing some windy conditions to parts of our viewing area and some snow showers, about a 60% chance for it. That goes down to 30% later on, mostly cloudy skies. As we get into Wednesday, kind of an in-between storm system, a couple of days, partly cloudy. We will see windy conditions, 10 to 20 miles an hour right here in north central Washington. That goes for you folks up in Waterville, the Wenatchee area, also in the Columbia Basin. For Thursday, partly cloudy skies, still a little bit breezy in the morning, not bad by afternoon, but some colder air is funneling down from Canada, and that will be a trend that we'll have to get used to as we head into the upcoming weekend. Friday, this is our big snow day. Cloudy skies, a 90% chance of snow. I am jacking that up a little bit to 2 to 4 inches now possible. Look at the wetness and the size of this storm system as it moves through the state. It will slowly slide to the southeast on Saturday, so we're going to stay with about a 30% chance of snow. That'll mainly be in the morning hours as we kick off our weekend, and it will be cooler, and we'll continue that cool down as we get into Sunday with temperatures still only in the 30s, partly cloudy skies for Sunday, and then another storm system moves in just in time for the first part of next week. We're talking cloudy skies, a 30% chance of snow. Look at the size of this thing around the area, and much cooler temperatures with highs on Monday. We're going to struggle to even make 30 degrees. So as we get into Monday, once again, expect some weather more attuned with winter weather conditions. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling 7-day forecast tonight. Still on the mild side with all the clouds out there, 33 degrees, partly cloudy, windy tomorrow, 45 for the high, 27 our overnight low, and then the cool down begins on Thursday. Partly cloudy, 35 Thursday. This is our big snow day, and I wouldn't be surprised that by tomorrow we see some weather advisories or even weather warnings as we get into Friday with a good chance for snow, a 30% chance for morning snow on Saturday and 35 degrees, partly cloudy and 33 on Sunday, and then much cooler on Monday, a 30% chance for snow, and we're not even going to get to 30. High temperature then at 28 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
People are really skeptical of our industry. They have been sold products, they have been sold policies they either don't need, don't understand, confusing. I understand that. We are more about the process and the people. Our SFG roadmap is designed to take care of all of those concerns. For those that have questions about their retirement, we would love the opportunity to sit down and chat with you.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it in the radio or seeing it in the newspaper. I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
It might be January in the dead of winter here in the Wenatchee Valley and across the Northwest, but it's time to talk about baseball. The Mariners Care Community Tour is here at John Newberry Elementary School today. Players Matt Festa, Austin Nola, and the broadcast voice of the Seattle Mariners, Rick Riz, paid a visit here to talk to the kids. Of course, everybody was upstaged by the Moose. Rick Riz says it's important to get the message of not just the Mariners, but baseball in general out to the youngsters here across the Northwest.
We've got our young players a chance to reach out to the young, fans. Baseball is a generational thing. It's handed down from great-grandparents to the grandparents to the father to the son and to the grandkids, and that's what we need to do. To instill that joy and the love of the game of baseball. So it's so important to reach these kids. I love it when I hear about the success of kids playing Little League Baseball, just to go out there and have fun. Find out what it's like to put on a uniform and go out there and play baseball with your buddies and enjoy the greatest game in the world, still in my mind the national pastime and always will be.
Austin Nola came up with the Mariners last summer and stuck, playing both first base and catcher. He says he has high expectations for this coming season.
I just try to stay ready in every position. I think I really enjoyed doing that last year. It was my first time doing that in a while, ever doing that, catching and then playing first and a little bit of middle infield. So I really enjoyed that. So I'm just going to stay ready in every part and whatever they need me to do, because I'm going to help the team win in any way. That's my goal.
What's the hardest thing about making that step up, not just for catching, but for just going to the major league level?
Yeah, it's the speed of the game is much quicker. There's a lot more preparation involved, and that's fun. That's how you grow. It's how you get better, and especially the catching position, you got to be prepared. You got pitchers to be, responsibility. You got to be able to take care of all of them as well and be ahead of the game. So I'm looking forward to that.
For Matt Festa, he's one of many pitchers that's trying to make the rotation this year for the Mariners. He says that this young group of athletes is ready to impress not just the Northwest, but all of Major League Baseball.
My message to the rest of the fans and stuff like that is, just embrace the future, because we have so many young, talented guys. And I'm not even talking about myself. I mean, I love my teammates, and, the group that get called up in September out of AA, like, those are all my best friends that I came up with. To see them be so successful is just awesome, and I'm just pulling for everyone to just kind of click so that we can bring the city a championship.
Besides just making the club, what's your goal for this year for you personally?
My goal is to, kind of come out as a leader. I believe that you don't have to be the best on the field to be a leader, but just to hold guys accountable, because it's going to be a growing and a learning process this season, and we're playing in a very tough division, and we're all young guys. So just to have each other's backs and keep confidence throughout the clubhouse, throughout the season, and just grind through with my guys is just what I want to help.
After visiting John Newberry here today, the Mariners are off to Pybus Public Market for an autograph session and to answer questions that Seattle Mariner fans might have about the upcoming 2020 season.
Great job.
A fun day today at John Newberry Elementary School. Well, busy Tuesday around the area, and prep sports began earlier this afternoon in bowling. Eastmont Lane's the site for two critical matches in the alignment to the Big Nine standings. Wenatchee came into today in first place at 6-2, hosting Moses Lake. The Chiefs were tied for fourth with West Valley. Meanwhile, Eastmont was third place heading into today, hosting the Rams. We'll have results tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Prep basketball coming up tonight. Cashmere hosts Cascade and Caribou Trail League play tonight, while Chelan's at Omac at 6. B-League play Manson hosts Tenasket at 6 o'clock. Same schedule for the boys tonight, only later time slots. Cascade visiting Cashmere at 7:15. Omac hosting Chelan at that same time. At 7:30, it's Tenasket and the Trojans in Manson. Also, some wrestling matches on tap tonight. Cascade hosting Cashmere, Okanagan, and Omac in a double duel in Leavenworth beginning at 6. Then at 7, Quincy plays host to Sela in South Central, or in make that Central Washington Athletic Conference action. Speaking of wrestling, that's what we have on tap tonight here on the NCWLIFE channel. Tonight's match is from last year between Wenatchee and Eastmont. That's coming up at 7 o'clock. Hockey night Thursday features Friday's game between the Wild and Victoria. We're back live with action Friday with a tripleheader here at the Town Toyota Center. Wenatchee and Eastmont will start it off at 6:30 with a unified game, followed by the girls, and then the boys. I'll be alongside Grant Olson with your play-by-play. Saturday, Grant will be courtside Wenatchee High School for the Panthers and Eisenhower Cadets. Girls game at 5:30. The boys follow at 7:30 here on your home for local sports, NCWLIFE channel. That's Sports News. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And recapping tonight's top story, a fire gutted an East Wenatchee apartment building Monday afternoon. But fortunately, as NCWLIFE Jefferson Robbins tells us, no lives were lost.
The fire, about 2:30 p.m., struck the easternmost unit of this 4-unit complex, the Eastmont Townhomes on 6th Street Northeast in East Wenatchee. 4 engines responded from Douglas County Fire District 2 and Chelan County District 1. Once on scene, the residents of the apartment, 1 adult and 1 child, were quickly accounted for and checked out for smoke inhalation. 1 person was taken by ambulance for treatment. Residents of the complex waited anxiously for word on whether they could return to their homes. Firefighters were still looking for the cause Tuesday afternoon, but said the blaze was confined to the same unit where it originated. Jefferson Robbins, NCWLIFE.
Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. Join us on Wednesday's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. My guest will be, well, the director and the producer of Exit Laughing. Our very own Mike Mad Dog McNaughty is directing this play. Desiree Schmidt is the producer for Music Theater of Wenatchee. We had a chance last week to go down and watch a few minutes of rehearsal. We got a chance to talk with Desiree and Mike. We're going to preview a very funny play. It's called Exit Laughing. That'll be the guest portion of this program tomorrow, plus everything you're used to. Get your day going the right way, the live way, the local way. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Have a fun video you'd like to see featured on NCWLIFE? Email us at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.